So, Tuki, what you're telling me is that you've got this jaw pain on the right side, and you can't open your jaw all the way. If you try to open it, the pain is about a 5 or a 6 on a 0 to 10 scale. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And this has been going on for how long?
I had the accident the 31st of March.
So it's been going on since then?
Correct.
Okay. And you've been seeing chiropractors and...
Correct.
Okay. Does it seem like it's getting better or getting worse or what?
It was getting better, and then now it's getting worse.
Okay. All right, let's take a look here. So we'll have a moment of silence, and I'll ask for a little help from upstairs for us. And then let's see if we got a good connection. Can I act as proxy for you? Yes. Okay, so I'm muscle testing myself, and the answer that I'm getting is yes, I can test you. So if at this moment I were to say, my name is Tuki, I would test wrong. And in fact, I am, because I'm connected up with you, and my body has set aside its own needs to act on your behalf. Okay? So let's see what we can find out here. First of all, is there an underlying reason for this right jaw pain and imbalance? And the answer is yes. Is it on the right side of our chart here? Is it on the left side of the chart? Okay. Is it some kind of energy? No. Is it toxicity or circuitry? It's some kind of a circuit. And it's some kind of an organ. And so is it an organ on the right side or left side? Okay. The most likely thing is kidney. Is it kidney? Yes. Okay. Now, you have only one kidney.
I only have one kidney on the right side.
On the right side. Okay, so there's an imbalance going on in that kidney. Now, understand what happens is, if you look at the, well, you can't see it because we're just on the phone, but I'm looking at a picture here of the muscles that are connected up with the kidney, and one of those is the upper trapezius muscle, which goes from the base of the skull down to the shoulders. And when the kidney is imbalanced, that muscle will imbalance. And I have found that it's not uncommon for people to have TMJ or temporomandibular joint problems, jaw problems, when they have a kidney imbalance. So this is the first thing that's showing up. So let's ask, is there an underlying reason why the kidney is imbalanced? And the body says yes. So is this underlying imbalance on the right side of our chart here? I'm using the body code chart, and the answer is no. Is it on the left side? Yes. Is it some kind of energy? Yes. Is it emotional? No. Is it post-traumatic? Yes. Okay. So let me just type this in really quick. Post-traumatic energy, let's see what it is. We'll click on this. And there are 4 different kinds of post-traumatic energies. Is it on the right of this chart or the left? Is it psychic or physical? It's a physical trauma. Now, physical trauma is an energy, kind of like a trapped emotion. When you get hit, for example, like in your car accident, it's probably where this came from. In a car accident, there can be hundreds of tons of kinetic energy that are released into the vehicles, and that's what crumples your fenders and damages your car and maybe totals your car. And that's the energy that also damages you. And sometimes usually that energy will just dissipate as it goes through the body, but sometimes that energy becomes stuck or lodged in the body, and that's what's going on here. And that energy is lodged in your right kidney, okay? So it's a physical energy. It's a physical thing. Physical energy, and let's see if we need to know more about this. Was this actually from your auto accident back on March 31st? And the answer is yes. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll release that energy. Now, I'm passing a magnet from my forehead over the top of my head to the back of my neck. Okay. And we just have to do that 3 times. And I'm using the power mag. But you could use, any kind of magnet. I found that to release these kinds of imbalances, you can use your fingertips, or I prefer the Niken magnets, but you can use the 0-point wands or a lot of different things. Anyway, let's ask if we have released that energy, okay, from the kidney. And the answer is yes. Now, I've seen this kind of thing can really cause a lot of problems for people, and it's invisible. You can't see it, but after some kind of a traumatic event, it can stay there forever, for the rest of your life. So what I'd like you to do right now, are you sitting?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like you to stand up and just walk around for a second and come back and sit down.
Okay, hold on.
And the reason why I like to have you get up and just walk around for a second is when we hear something on the body, sometimes it's a good idea to just walk.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is try opening your jaw a little bit, and let's see how that feels now.
I can't believe it, Brad. I can open my jaw, and it's probably a 1.
Okay.
And you're right. My right shoulder, that trapeze muscle, has just gotten worse and worse and worse, and I thought it was just from stress.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, this is how the body works. So good. Can you open it all the way yet?
Let's see. No, I can only put 2 fingers. I can't put the 3 in there anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep working on it. Okay. This was just the first thing. Let's come back to that kidney. Just for fun here, we'll go back to that kidney, and we'll see if that kidney is. We'll ask if the kidney's happy now on the right side, and the answer is no. That kidney is still kind of imbalanced a little bit. What we did there really helped, but there's still something going on. So let's go back out here to page 1 here, our home page in the body code. And let's ask, is there another underlying reason why the kidney is unhappy still or imbalanced? The answer is yes. Okay, is the reason on the right side of the chart? Is it on the left side of the chart? Is it some kind of energy, or is it toxicity, or is it some kind of circuit imbalance? Let me ask that again. Is the kidney is unhappy? Is that true? Yes. And is there an underlying reason for that? Yes. And is it on the right or the left? Oh, actually, okay, I missed it. It was on the right. So there is an imbalance going on. It could be a pathogen. Is that it? No. Could be something nutritional. That's not it either. So is it something structural then? Yes. Now, it's a very common thing for the kidney to become misaligned, okay, in a case like this. And let's ask if that's what's happening here. And the answer is yes, okay. The kidney sits in kind of a suction cup of fat that holds it together, holds it up where it's supposed to be. And what I have found is that when you have a traumatic injury that occurs, or sometimes if you're just drinking too much caffeine or having too much sex, especially if you're a man, or if you have taken in some kind of toxin into the body, the kidneys are the energy reservoirs of the body. And what can happen is, in those circumstances, the kidney can actually become dropped a little bit. It can physically drop out of its normal location, especially if you have an auto accident. It's very, very common after auto accidents. It's the most common misalignment that I ever saw after an auto accident, or any kind of physical trauma, or those other things I mentioned. Anyway, that right kidney is dropped. It's physically imbalanced, okay, physically misaligned. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the power mag. I'm going to roll this from my forehead over the top of my head to the back of my neck. That's putting energy into the governing meridian. And I'm going to do that for a few seconds here as I'm holding a clear intent to bring that kidney back up where it's supposed to be, okay? Because the kidney is just made of energy, just like everything else, and so we can manipulate it at a distance without any problem at all. So let's ask now if that kidney is physically back where it's supposed to be, and the answer is yes. All right.
I felt all this tingling all down my body.
Okay, awesome. Well, what I'd like you to do now, go ahead and stand up again, walk around just for a second.
And come back.
And then come back, and let's take a look at it.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, what I'd like you to do now is try opening the jaw.
Okay.
Okay, let's see how that is.
Let's see, hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, how's your pain level now, and how is it as far as opening?
It's about the same.
Okay.
I have a click in my jaw.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
But I can open my jaw a little bit more than I could before.
A little bit more. Okay, good. Okay, so let's take a look here, and Let's see here. Let's take a look and let's ask, is there another, well, first of all, let's go back to the kidney for a second. And we'll just ask if that kidney is where it's supposed to be now. Is it staying up there? Yes. Okay. So the kidney's good. Let's ask if the kidney is happy now. And it is. Now, we can ask that because all of the organs in the body, all the tissues in the body, they're all separate intelligences. Taken together, they make up the intelligence that makes up who you are. But the reality is every organ is a separate intelligence. Every gland is a separate intelligence. Every muscle, every bone. And so we can actually ask them if they're in a state of contentment or not. I just ask them if they're happy. And if they are, they tell us. And if they're not, they tell us that. And so now we know the kidney's in a balanced state. Okay, good. So we've taken care of that. Now let's take a look and let's ask, is there another underlying reason for this jaw pain that you've been having? And the answer is yes. And so is it something on the right side of our chart or the left side of the chart? Left side of the chart. So is this an energy? No. Is it toxicity? No. Is it a circuit imbalance? Yes. Is it an organ? Is it a gland imbalance? Is it a chakra imbalance? Is it a disconnection? Or is it a meridian? It's actually a meridian imbalance. Okay. So let's see what meridian this is. We've got a list here of the 12 major meridians. And is it a meridian on the left side of this chart or the right? It's a meridian on the left side of the chart. So we'll ask, to shortcut this, we'll ask if it's one of these top 3 meridians, and the answer is no. So is it the liver channel? Is it the kidney channel? Okay, it's definitely the kidney channel. So, interesting. Well, the plot thickens. So the kidney channel, let's ask, when we find an imbalance like this in the kidney channel, because we don't use needles or anything, what we do is we go back to our home page and we ask, is there an underlying reason for this kidney meridian imbalance? And the answer is yes. Okay, so this imbalance, is it on the right side of our chart here? No, it's on the left side. Is it an energy? Yes. Is it emotional? Yes. So really what it is there's a trapped emotion. Is that true? Yes, it's a trapped emotion affecting the kidney meridian. And is it the right? It's actually the left kidney meridian. Because there's a kidney meridian on either side of the body.
Even though there's no kidney.
Even though there's, yes, exactly. Even though
wow.
no kidney. And when did you have that kidney removed?
I didn't. I was in an accident when I was 14. I fell off a cliff 400 feet straight down, and I lost my kidney that way. They never took it out. It's still pieces in there, but
but it
hypertrophied.
Oh, it atrophied.
Atrophied.
Okay. So it's still there. So let's ask this left kidney meridian. Okay, let's ask the underlying trapped emotion that is imbalancing this kidney meridian. Is it in column A? Is it in column B? It's in column B. And is it in one of the odd rows or an even row? Okay, so it's in an even row, column B. Is it in row 2? Is it in row 4 or row 6? It's in row 4. Okay, so is the emotion depression? Is it frustration? Is it indecisiveness? Is it panic? It's definitely panic. So, panic. Let's ask, just for fun, you were 14 years old?
Uh-huh.
Just
14.
Let's see, is that what this was about? Is that what created this? I mean, is that when this panic was created? And the answer is yes.
Wow.
Yes, okay.
Oh, I got goose pimples all over my body again.
Okay, interesting. Well, that's a good sign probably. Let's ask if we need to know more about this, and the answer is no. So isn't that something? Now, I want you to think about something, okay? If this kidney meridian is blocked, because of a trapped emotion, which is usually what interferes with the flow of energy in these meridians. It's usually trapped emotions. When you have a meridian that's blocked, that organ is not going to function well. And does that make sense? I mean, that's just how it is. And it may be that by clearing whatever energies we can out of this meridian, who knows? It may be that kidney may start to function better. So let's go ahead and we'll release this trapped emotion of panic. I'm passing a magnet over my top of my head, from the forehead to the back of my neck, just 3 times to release that energy of panic. And let's see if we have corrected that. And the answer is yes. Okay. So is that left kidney meridian now balanced? Is it happy? And the answer is yes. Okay. Awesome.
Wow.
So now what I'd like you to do is, I'm not going to make you get up and walk around again. Just go ahead and try opening your jaw.
Okay. Well,
can you open it any further?
Not quite, but there's a click sound on the side now.
And do you still have some pain in there? Or not?
No, the pain's gone. It's more the click that's there.
Okay, so the pain's gone down from a 6, 5 or 6 down to a 0 now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, right?
Amazing.
So now let's ask. Here's what we'll do. We'll go back to the home page in the body code, and let's ask: is there another underlying reason why your jaw is not opening all the way? We've taken the pain away, but it's not opening all the way. Is there an underlying reason for that? And the answer is yes. Is that reason on the right side of our chart here? No. It's on the left side. Is it some kind of an energy? No. Is it toxicity? No. So it's some kind of circuitry? Is it an organ imbalance or a gland imbalance? Is it a chakra imbalance or a disconnection? It's a disconnection. Okay. So is this an imbalance on the right of this chart or the left? So it's a spirit physical disconnection. Now let me explain to you how this works. Before we came here to this world, we lived as spirit beings, and we were with God. We come here to this world and we take on physical bodies, but we're still spirit beings. When you die, at the moment of death, there's a certain amount of weight that the body loses. For human beings, they say it's 21 grams. For animals and birds and so on, it depends. The amount of weight that an animal loses at the moment of death depends on what kind of animal it is. But they have documented all of this somewhere. Anyway, what that is it's just that spirit leaving the body, right? Well, what happens is when the spirit totally leaves the body, that's death. And then they have your funeral, right?
Right.
But the spirit can become partially disconnected from the physical body. And when that happens, things can go wrong. Malfunctions occur and problems happen that otherwise wouldn't happen. So what I'm getting is that there's some kind of a disconnection going on here with you. So let's ask if it is a disconnection between your spirit and your physical jaw itself, or your spirit and your physical neck, or is it some part of your head? I'm not getting any of that. Does it have to do with the kidneys at all? Yes. Does it have to do with the right one or the left one? Okay, it's the left kidney is actually disconnected. And of course, a tremendous trauma can do this. It can actually just disconnect the spirit from the physical body, and that's probably what happened. Let me ask if that's true, and the answer I'm getting is yes. Okay, so here we go. Do we need to check for other disconnections? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and connect this. Now, again, using a power mag, I'm going from my forehead over the top of my head to the back of my neck. 1, 2, 3 times to reconnect the spirit to that physical left kidney. And I'm going to go the other direction too. I'm going from the back of my neck up to the top of my head and then over the top of my head to my forehead once, twice, 3 times. And what that does is that's reconnecting the spiritual or the physical kidney to the spirit. It's a two-way communication, you see. All right, kind of the difference between if you're on a walkie-talkie, only one person can talk at a time. But right now we're on a phone, so we have this two-way communication going on very easily. And that's how the body is. Spirit communicates to physical, physical communicates to spirit. And so now let's ask, is that left kidney happy? And is it disconnected still? No. So that we fix that disconnect. So now what I'd like you to do is maybe let's have you just stand up for a minute and instead of having you walk all over the place, we'll just go ahead and see if you can open the jaw better now, because there's a major connection between those kidneys and the jaw.
Almost 3.
Almost 3. Okay.
It's about 2.5. I can see. Okay. Yes, almost 3.
Okay, awesome. Let's see if we can. Let's see if there's anything else that is that's going on here. Let's go back to our body code map, and we'll ask: is there another underlying imbalance here that we need to correct to fix this jaw trouble? And the answer is yes. Okay, so what is that? Is it on the right side of our chart? No. It's on the left side of the chart. Is it an energy? Yes. Is it emotional? No. Is it post-traumatic? No. So is it an allergy or an intolerance? No. Is it a mental energy? Yes. Okay, so some kind of a mental energy. And so is it on the left side of this chart or the right side? It's on the right side of this chart. So is it some kind of a mental image? No. Is it a broadcast message? No. Is it a need to move the past? Is it a will to die? It's a will to die energy. Now, a will to die energy happens to us when at some point in our life, usually we're hitting some kind of a low point, and sometimes we wish that we could just die. Sometimes it's because something has happened that's really embarrassing to us, and we just want to die. Sometimes, though, more commonly, it's because we're really depressed or something really bad has happened, and we just don't want to live anymore. And we wish that we were dead. Now, if that happens to us and if it's strong enough, that energy can become stuck in the body and can create a continual kind of an imbalance. And that's what I'm getting with you, which sounds kind of, that doesn't really sound like you, but apparently something happened at some point. Do you want me to test and see when this happened?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tuki, how old are you right now?
63.
63. Okay. When did this happen? Did this occur earlier than age 50, earlier than 40? No, it occurred in your 40s.
Ask if it has to do with Eric.
I'm getting around age 48, actually. Does that help?
Does it have anything to do with Eric?
Yes.
I went through kind of guilt and stuff. He went on drugs and stuff, and so, I mean, he's doing fine now, but that would have been 12 years. That might have been when he was really struggling with the drugs and stuff.
Okay. So let's ask, do we need to know more about this? And was this will to die about Eric? And the answer is yes. So to release this, again, I'm just using a power mag over the top of my head. 1, 2, 3. And what that does is it puts the magnetic energy into that meridian, okay, the governing meridian, which goes from the upper lip over the top of the head all the way down the back to the tailbone. And we put energy into that meridian, and it releases that will to die energy. Have we done that? Yes. Now, that will to die energy was affecting you in some way. That kind of an energy is like a trapped emotion. It's like a little ball of energy that distorts the normal energy field of the body and can create all kinds of trouble. So let's ask if we cleared that successfully, and we did. Okay. So I'd like you to go ahead now and see if you can open your jaw.
Let's see. Hold on. Yes. It's not quite, but it's better, and that the only thing, let's see, I mean, you hear these noises in my jaw that I hadn't, but that little noise is, yeah, there's no pain, it's just this noise. It's like something's hitting something in my jaw.
Okay, so just for fun here, let's take a look at that and see. Are you able to get 3 fingers in there or not?
Let's see. Maybe a fourth of, yeah, not quite, but more than I have in a long time.
All right, awesome. So let's take a look here, and let's ask, just for fun, we'll see if we can dig a little bit deeper. Let's ask, your subconscious mind knows exactly why you have these problems and what's going on. So let's ask your subconscious, is there another underlying imbalance that we can correct to help this jaw function perfectly? And the answer is yes. Okay. Is the answer on the right side of our chart? No. So it's on the left side of the chart. Is it some kind of an energy? Yes. Is it emotional? No. Is it post-traumatic? Yes. Okay. So some kind of a post-traumatic energy. Is it on the right or the left of this chart? Is it a physical or a psychic? It's actually what we call a psychic trauma. Now, I discovered this after 9/11/2001. What was happening is people were coming into me who had obvious emotional baggage, and I couldn't figure it out because it wasn't anything I'd ever seen before. What happens is if you feel 2 intense emotions simultaneously, sometimes more, but usually it's 2, those emotions can become trapped simultaneously and lodged in the body in one ball of energy. And it won't show up as a regular trapped emotion because maybe it was anger and resentment. Well, it won't show up as anger because it's actually anger and resentment. Or it can be any 2 emotions And sometimes, rarely, it's even more than 2. But anyway, that's what's going on here. So let's ask if we need to know more about this, and the answer is yes. Okay, so let's see. This is something else, a physical trauma energy. And let's find out when this occurred. Just for fun here. You're 63. Did this occur? Was this from your accident? No. No. This occurred when? Did it occur earlier than age 30, between 30 and 40, 40 to 50? Again, in the 40s, 40 to 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. I'm getting around age 49.
Wow.
And let's see what these emotions were. How many emotions are there? Is there 1? Are there 2? Are there 3? There's 2 emotions. Is the first one, to identify these, we'll just take them one at a time. This first one, is it in column A on our chart here? No. It's in column B. And is it in one of the odd rows or an even row? Even row. Is it in row 2 or 4 or 6? It's in row 4. Is the emotion depression? Is it frustration? Is it indecisiveness or panic or taken for granted? It's a taken for granted energy. You know, not really being appreciated somehow, which all mothers get at some point.
Now, what age was I?
Age 49.
So it'd be, let's see, I'm 50, so I'm 30 years older than Eric. That'd be around 20, gosh.
Okay. Well, it might not have to do with him. I don't know.
No, but at least it kind of gives me that age.
Okay. So taken for granted is one of the emotions. And there's another one. And is it in column B or column A? It's in column A. Is it in one of the odd rows or an even row? It's in an even row. Is it in row 2 or 4? It's in row 4. Is the emotion anger? No. Is it bitterness? No. Is it guilt, hatred, or resentment? It's taken for granted and resentment. And were these your emotions that you generated? Yes. Okay. Oops. So you were feeling some taken for granted, that feeling, and then also some resentment. Does that ring a bell at all around that age?
Would it have to do with Robert?
It has to do with Robert. It does have to do with Robert, yes.
Yes.
Okay, do we need to know more about that? No. Now, just for fun here, okay, remember that a psychic trauma like this is a ball of energy from about the size of a baseball to about the size of a cantaloupe. And it will lodge in the body somewhere. So just for fun, let's ask, do we need to know more about this, psychic trauma? And the answer is no. But just for fun, so we could go ahead and release it, but let's ask, where is this in your body? Because it's affecting the jaw. This psychic trauma, is it actually lodged in the jaw area? No. Is it in the head? Is it in the neck? It's in the neck. Mm-hmm. And of course, misalignment in the neck will affect the jaw and so on. And so is it mainly on the right side of the neck or the left? No. Is it mainly kind of centered? Is it in the lower neck, upper neck? It's in the upper neck. So that's about all we need to know about it. Let's release it. So you see what happens is when you have an energy like this, your body itself is just energy. It takes 3 rolls to release one of these, by the way. But think about this. Your body itself is nothing but energy. Your body is just an energy field, this incredibly complex energy field made of an incredibly large number of subatomic particles that are all flying in formation, holding you together, giving you this experience that you're having in this world. Now, when you introduce an emotional energy, like in this case, a psychic trauma, what it does is it distorts that normal energy field of your body. And when you distort that energy field, bones misalign, organs become congested, acupuncture meridians stop flowing, all kinds of things happen. And then eventually you start having physical symptoms because that's the body's way of telling you, hey, there's something wrong here. And so now let's take a look and see if we have released that psychic trauma. The answer is yes. Now I want you to go ahead and try opening and closing your jaw. See how many fingers you can get in there. I know we started at 2 fingers. Let's see if we can get all 3 of them in there.
Not quite.
Not quite, but we're getting there.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now what about the clicking? Is that still going on or not?
Yes, the clicking's still there.
Clicking's still there. Okay. Now we may or may not be able to get rid of that. I don't know. Sometimes that stays there. Often what that is scar tissue that is developed inside of a joint. Okay. And so sometimes that goes away, sometimes it doesn't, it just depends. But let's ask, is there something else that we can work on here? Is there, as far as the clicking goes, is that on both sides or just on the
just
right?
on that one side.
Okay. So is the jaw itself happy? The mandible, is it happy? The answer is no. Okay, so let's just see if we can figure out why. Is it because of an imbalance on the right side of our chart? And the answer is yes. Is it a pathogen? Is it structural? So the jaw itself is misaligned. Okay, that's what it is. All right, so let's just take a look here. And we'll see, do we need to know more about this? And the answer is no. So once again, if I were there, we could figure out exactly how it's misaligned, and we could put a force into there, a gentle force to try to restore that alignment. However, since I'm here and you're there, and since the jaw is made of nothing but pure energy, guess what? We can use a magnet over the governing meridian, acting as proxy for you. And my intention here is to actually correct whatever misalignment is going on in that jaw, okay? And so we just give it a few rolls. That's all it takes. And now let's go ahead and see if you can get 3 fingers in there, see how it's working.
It's about just a little bit more. It's about the same, but the clicking isn't as much. It's still there, though.
Okay. Okay. And this may continue to improve, over the next few days as well.
Right.
So let's ask: is there anything else that we can do to help this jaw to function better? Is there anything else that we can do? Is there anything else that we need to do? Anything else that you need right now? And the answer I'm getting is no. So if I ask, are we done with you basically for now? Yeah. The answer is yes. So that's basically kind of how a remote session works, okay? And so there you go. Interesting, huh?
Yes. This is, am I still recorded?
Yeah, you're still on the recording.
Brad, this is so amazing. I am going to start saving my money, and I am going to buy what's it called?
The body code?
Yes, the body code. I am so impressed with this. This is just phenomenal. To think that you could help people with energies. I mean, I was never aware of the energies and the things that have to do with accidents. I mean, the information that you gave, it would behoove of everybody to do this and to help our families and people around us.
Well, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And, we're living in an amazing time, you see, where people are being empowered to take back their healing birthright and to do things that they can't imagine or couldn't imagine before that they could do. But, we have a whole network of practitioners now all over the world who are doing this exact thing and helping people at a distance. And it's really an astonishing thing, but it's true. And you can feel the results yourself, right? When was the last time you didn't have pain in your jaw?
Exactly. I'm amazed. I can't believe it. There's no pain. I'm shocked. I mean, what a gift. What a gift you've given so many people and empowered them to go out and to share that gift with other people.
Well, yes, I agree. It's been an amazing gift, and it's a very humbling thing to think that somehow God chose me to be the messenger to bring this knowledge into the world. I'm just so grateful. All I've ever really wanted, Tuki, was to just be an instrument for God and try to do good and help the world. And He's really, really blessed me and has granted that desire for me. So,
wow. Well, God sure showed you your destiny.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Well, I'm so glad we could work on you a little bit. Thank you. And I did record the call, so we'll be able to put this online, and other people will definitely be able to learn from this little experience.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brad Nelson.
Oh, you're so welcome, Tuki. Listen, keep me posted, okay?
Okay.
And give me a call in a few days and let me know how you are.
Okay, I most certainly will.